Happy Wednesday, television family. We're back. Thanks for starting your day with us on the NCWLIFE channel. This is the new and improved Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, now with lemon fresh borax. We're proud of that. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hazy again, especially in the Aniat area. Aniat, you're a 158 on the AQI scale. That's unhealthy. Everybody else is moderate or good when it comes to air quality. Again, the lower Sugarloaf Mountain continues, the lower Sugarloaf fire continues to burn, and it's really affecting the air quality in the Aniat area. Here in the valley, 61 degrees. As you can see, hazy. Air quality alert goes until 11 o'clock tomorrow. Could go a little further than that. We really wanted some more rain than what we got yesterday. We only got a trace, barely enough to even get the rain gauge wet. And the chance of rain for the next few days, even though it's going to be unsettled, is only going to be about 20 to 30%. So we need the rain. It ain't coming. And temperature is still a little bit above normal. Forecast details are coming up. News, lots. The governor was in town yesterday, and after he spoke, our own Jefferson Robbins had a chance to catch up with Governor Ferguson. We'll have that for you in the news. Sports, thank you very much, Randy Arozarena. He was the one-man wrecking crew last night. Mariners win again. They're within a game of Houston for the division lead, plus highlights of Eastmont's victory over Ephrata in volleyball last night that we had for you. And in the interview portion of the show, in the back half of the program, don't miss my conversation with Abby and Allison. Abby Gunderson and Allison Keeler, both associated with the cancer care of NCW. They have that beautiful campus up there on Castle Rock Street. They have two significant fundraisers coming up. I haven't been to their campus in about a year. They've made some pretty nice aesthetic changes to the cancer care of NCW location. My conversation with Abby and Allison, I learned a lot. You're going to as well. Don't miss it. It's in the back half of the program. Tour time. We got a lot to get to. And there's our hazy skies again, 158 for Aniat because the lower Sugarloaf fire burning in that general direction. But there's good news for the folks in Ardenvore. No longer a level 3 evac notice. They made it a level 2 yesterday because that's what they've been concentrating most of their efforts, making sure it doesn't go down the slope towards the Aniat River drainage. So the folks in Ardenvore are breathing a little easier, pardon the pun, as far as that's concerned. Good morning to the valley. Camera 2, we find out together. I don't know till Josiah throws it up. I'm pretty sure that's the Black Mountain camera high above Peshastin, pointing in the general direction of the lower Sugarloaf fire, which is now what? How long has it been burning? It's broke out on Labor Day, Monday of Labor Day, by a lightning strike. So it's been burning now for 10 days. Continues to burn. Camera number 3. Back up to Stein Hill. I don't know why I called it Steins for years. I put an S on it. It's not plural. It's just Stein Hill. Good morning to Dryden. Good morning to Peshastin. As you can see, the smoke and the haze, not too bad. It is 62, by the way, in Wenatchee, or AQI, and that's the same in Leavenworth. Even though they're considerably closer to the fire than we are, it's basically burning between the Chumpstick on one side and the Aniat on the other. And camera number 4. Up to Billy Goat. That's a nice view there. Hello, Billy Goat. Let me check in with Omak real quick. Omak, 61 degrees. Same here as the Wenatchee Valley. Cool spot right now is Ellensburg. Is at 52 degrees. Sunrise this morning was at 6:32. Sunset tonight, 7:22. 12 hours and 50 minutes of daylight. We continued to lose 3 minutes and 20 seconds of daylight all the way until the autumnal equinox, which is, I believe, on September 22nd this year. I'll double check that. No slide to show for you. I will tell you that the air quality alert goes through 11 o'clock tomorrow. Let's jump right to the forecast. Still under the influence of a ridge of low pressure. It's tracking inland. It means little bitty short waves, which means, well, basically it's still going to be hazy, but quite a bit of sunshine, just a slight chance of some light afternoon rain, if at that, and considerably milder. We'll get up to 86 today. We had 82 yesterday. Our normal high is now 79. Haze reforms tonight, 63 for the overnight low. Sunshine, no chance of rain tomorrow. Sunshine being relative, of course, it's still going to be hazy with a high of 86. Friday, hazy, 84. Saturday, hazy, 83. They've backed way off on our chance of rain. And then another low will come in on Saturday night into Sunday. It's going to cool us down. We'll see a few more clouds, maybe a chance of rain. All of those temperatures across the board Not only your afternoon highs, but your overnight lows, all of those are now above normal for this time of the year. Our normal high is 79, our normal low is 55. The mild weather continues. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, what's making news? Quite a bit, as it turns out, on this Wednesday. You and I will do it together in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
At Cascade Subaru Wenatchee, we believe that all pets deserve a loving home. That's why, for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative this September and October, we are providing direct funding to our local shelter, Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, we're thrilled to partner with Cascade Subaru and the ASPCA to host an adoption event here at Cascade Subaru on September 20th from 11 to 2. We'll have shelter pets here that you can come and meet, and we hope you'll consider taking one home.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Another hazy morning, another hazy day today. We're at 63 now. We'll be about 20 degrees warmer by the end of the day. Quite a bit of sunshine, quite a bit of haze for the rest of the week. A little bit of a cool down over the weekend. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Governor Bob Ferguson was in Wenatchee yesterday. He was visiting the State Building and Construction Trades Council Convention being held downtown at the Wenatchee Convention Center. The annual event brings trade unions together, and Ferguson used the occasion to sign an executive order that requires large state building projects to put collective bargaining agreements in place that cover both union and non-union workers. Attorney General Nick Brown also addressed the gathering. East Wenatchee became a home for training in the electrical trades when the IBEW opened its technical training site there in 2022. Our own Jefferson Robbins asked the governor how the state is supporting trades education in our area and a few other questions as well.
How important do you think trades education, helping people to be prepared for a job through that carries with it a union, the benefits of union participation? Right. How important is that for Washington? What's Washington doing to try and support that?
It's critically important. That's why I visited that location specifically, right, to see what's happening on the ground, right, building for the jobs of the future and opportunities for the future. So there's a number of things we're doing. I mean, one is making sure that young people know what the opportunities are for them if they want to pursue apprenticeship training, for example. So Washington State has some of the most generous programs for individuals who want that kind of training. So if you're at a certain income level, you can get that kind of training for free, right? You're eligible for that. You fill out a form, but you're eligible for that. So Washington has some of the most generous policies for young people who want to go into, for example, into the trades. And so I think we're in a good place from a state, but we can always do more. And I think I even spoke when I was in there a few moments ago about bills that passed this last legislative session for using apprentices on public work projects, for example. So making sure at each level, getting young people who want to go into the trades, for example, but also making sure we're providing the support for them financially and otherwise to make sure they can do that.
quick question about the West Coast Health Alliance.
Sure.
So this is sort of a follow-on from the initial partnership between the states during the pandemic.
Correct.
Why was it important for Washington to join up with California, Oregon, and now Hawaii, to sort of create its own streamlined channel on vaccines and public health?
I mean, look, it had to be done because of what's happening back in Washington, D.C. I mean, Robert Kennedy Jr., I mean, it's one thing to be a crank when it comes to public health, but it's another thing entirely when that crank literally is in charge of public health for our entire country. Setting vaccine schedules, appointing key people to the boards that set policy for public health for our entire country. I mean, the guy's a vaccine skeptic, and that's putting it charitably. I don't know if you watched his hearing a few days ago. I mean, it was a total train wreck. And so, look, as a governor of this state, and I'm speaking as a governor, but also as a parent of teenagers, right, that we simply can no longer be tethered to the policies from Washington, D.C. when this guy's in charge. That's not good for public health for our kids or for our entire state. And so, yes, the governors of Oregon and California and I were kicking around the idea of joining forces again and decided to go forward with that. And a couple things I'll say about that is, number one, what that allows us to do is to rely on something that I think Washingtonians want, rely on science, rely on data, rely on actual facts. That's how you guide public health. And the state of Florida is going entirely the opposite direction, right, in this sense, as is the federal government. Number two, that alliance is growing already. Hawaii, as you said, wants to join. The governor of Hawaii, Governor Green, he's an actual doctor. He was like first one, hey, can I join in? And so what we're going to have in Washington State are vaccine schedules, for example, that are based on science. We're going to have availability for vaccines for everyone who it's appropriate. And the response has been very, very positive as I've been traveling the state since that announcement just in the last few days. And it's unfortunate we have to take this course of action, to be perfectly honest, but we're fortunate that we live in a state and have this coalition that is very strong and is grounded in the science. So we're optimistic about the future on that.
Governor Pritzker in Illinois is dealing with threats of federal action in Chicago. A couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half, Secretary Noem with Homeland Security said, well, we're so secure at the southern border that now the northern border is the corridor for drug and human trafficking, which makes a lot of people think, well, could Seattle be a future target, the state of Washington more generally? What are you hearing about that, and what are your concerns in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, obviously what we see is what you see in the news, right, where these federal folks are saying they're going to go into so-called sanctuary cities where they think crime is rampant. If that's really what they want to do, let's just take them at their word for a moment, right? I have some news for them. If you look at, for example, the top 20 cities in the country that are ranked for homicides, guess what city is not on that list? Seattle. In fact, it's nowhere near that list. The majority of cities on the list, again, the top 20 cities for homicides in our country, the majority of them have Republican governors and are in red states. So I really encourage President Trump, if he actually cares about public safety, maybe he should look at those jurisdictions. Why is he not doing that? You know the answer as well as I do. It's all politics. That's all this is. If he genuinely cared about that, he'd be going to the cities that are ranked at the very top for homicide rates, not looking at cities that are nowhere near the list of the top 20. So, but that's just the way things are right now with the federal government, and it's unfortunate it's come to that, to put it mildly. And as you might imagine, we of course are having conversations to prepare as best we can for this. We don't need their help. We don't want their help. We think if they actually cared about public safety, they would focus on the cities where they have the greatest need.
A Moses Lake man who federal prosecutors called the primary gang recruiter for all of Grant County is going to go to prison for a decade on firearms charges. 31-year-old Hassanir Ameskua da Silva allegedly led the Moses Lake segment of the Norteño gang and passed on the group's rules and teachings to new recruits. He's also accused of passing orders from incarcerated gang members to foot soldiers out on the streets, including a kill-on-sight order against one individual in the Norteño gang believed to be an informant. Da Silva was one of dozens of people in our state indicted on a single gang-related federal case by U.S. attorneys in Spokane. He was originally charged with conspiracy to launder money and to retaliate against a federal witness, but instead he pleaded guilty to a charge of possessing a firearm while being a convicted felon. Judge Stan Bastian sentenced De Silva on August 29th to 120 months in prison. A change in leadership at Wenatchee Valley College has that institution losing a vice president. Wenatchee Valley College Communications Director Marcine Miller confirmed to us that former Vice President of Administrative Services, Brett Riley, his last day at the college was on Friday, September 5th. According to an email obtained by NCWLIFE, President Famous Harrison said the decision to not retain Riley was made due to the college's financial health. Riley joined the college in 2017. He oversaw the development of the Mishietui building, as well as the Center for Technical Education and Innovation building. Harrison said the college will begin a search for a new administrative services leader who will have expertise in accounting and an ability to advance the college's financial solvency. A recent release of the nation's report card shows that our state is at or above the nation's average score for mathematics and reading in grades 4 and 8 for the year 2024. The tests were administered between January and March of last year, and they indicate 75% of fourth grade students placed at or above the basic level for math, which was higher than the 59% of eighth graders. For the reading portion, 61% of fourth graders at or above the basic reading level. Eighth graders were at 69%. The percentage of fourth grade students at or above basic level remains similar to the numbers in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. For eighth graders, the numbers dipped a bit in 2024 for math and reading compared to those after the pandemic. Local Indigenous leader and historian Randy Lewis will pass down his knowledge of material gathering to an apprentice under the state cultural program. The 2025-2026 cohort of Heritage Art Apprenticeships programs announced on Monday, and that includes 16 teams that will work together to dig deeper into a cultural tradition. During the project, each master artist will work with their apprentice for 100 hours. Lewis will teach Ellensburg-based educator Syria Akinka how to gather and prep materials to create traditional cedar root baskets. The apprenticeship will focus on what materials need to be foraged and where and when to get those materials. And the Washington State Department of Transportation closing down Applets Way, the bridge anyway, in Kashmir. It's going to be closed all day for repairs. The Department of Transportation will conduct an inspection of the bridge. Then they're going to repair the deck and the guardrail, and they also want to update the stoplights as part of a statewide project. So it's scheduled to close at 8 o'clock this morning. It's scheduled to end at 3 o'clock today, so that way they can do all the repairs without having to worry about traffic. Obviously, if you want to make it to Kashmir, you can either use the Goodwin Road or the Cotletts Way Bridge. And a quick heads up on the Lower Sugarloaf fire. Not a lot to talk about. It only grew by a couple hundred acres yesterday, and Ardenvor goes from a level 3, get out now, to a level 2. So good news for those folks. And that's the news on this Wednesday. If you want to stay informed, we have a program we're quite proud of. The NCWLIFE Evening News tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on television. 5, 6, and 10 is our airtime. So you can watch it on TV or on our stream. We're streaming all the time. If you got the Roku or you got the Fire Stick or you got Apple TV, we're there. And of course, if that doesn't work for you, we can always just go online and watch our news by going to our website, ncwlife.com, or our YouTube page. We'll have it up and running right around 5 o'clock. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners make it 4 in a row. Thank you, Randy Arozarena. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
How you doing this morning? I'm Peter Kay, and this is the Go Home Morning Run.
I moved to Wenatchee last year, no car. And Link Transit saved me the first day I was here. If I didn't have the link, I would have had to walk blocks and blocks to get to work. So I used it for sightseeing, used it to get groceries. I'm thinking, do I need a car? I don't think I do. I don't know why you wouldn't ride the bus. I'm Peter Nyblum, and Link is how I roll.
Experience the music of ABBA with Abra Cadabra, coming to the Wenatchee Valley for the first time this fall at the America Performing Arts Center, September 21st. Don't miss this family-friendly stage extravaganza, receiving rave reviews from coast to coast. For tickets and info, go to ILoveABBA.com. That's ILoveABBA.com.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Sports at 21 after the hour. Monday night, Josh Naylor was the hero in a Mariners victory. Last night, it was Randy Arozarena's turn. His go-ahead 3-run homer in the third propelled the Mariners to a 5-3 win over the Cardinals at T-Mobile Park. Arozarena drove in 4 of the Mariners' 5 runs, including a sacrifice fly in the 5th.
This one served toward left. That one's going to get down and behind Arozarena. Contreras around second. He's going to come around and score. Gorman's going to slam on the brakes. He'll stop at second, and the Cardinals get a break and the game's first run. Line into right center. That's going to get down for a hit. Here comes Gorman around third. He's going to score. It's 2-0.
The 1-2. Ground ball. It is smothered by Polanco. Crawford has no play over to first base. Polanco able to keep that on the infield and get an important first out of the inning.
Polanco having to go a long way up the middle. This ball's hit hard, takes a funky bounce over the mound, but Polanco fully stretched out, catches it to his backhand, and able to shuffle it off to JP for the first out, where every single game is a must-win game.
Almost a carbon copy. This time it's Crawford, steps on second, and the throw wide. Scott runs very well. 2 outs.
This is another fantastic play by JP. Just barely gets it in that glove. Understands that it's a much easier throw for him to go towards the bag as opposed to flipping it to Polanco.
High fly ball. Belted back. And Randy Arozarena clanks it up the upper deck. Go ahead 3-run home run off the man he was once traded for.
Yeah, this is a fastball up and in, and boy, he pulls his hands inside and gets that barrel of the bat to the baseball. And this is just a moonshot off of the upper deck for a 3-run home run. Wow.
Shot and off the third base bag. Suarez fields, fires, and they got him. Unbelievable play.
I think they're going to take a look at this. Why not?
Cardinals cash in the walk from Kirby, and we're tied at 3, assuming New York sees it the way we do. The Mariners apparently do.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is safe. The runner will score.
Although we haven't seen a pitch yet.
Whacked right field. This ball is giving the Mariners the lead. Josh Naylor.
Well, he jumps all over this fastball, elevated middle part of the plate, and there is no doubt in his mind where this ball is going to end up. Well, maybe they better go ahead and sign him right now. Naylor continues to pound the ball here at T-Mobile. Boy, a big hit last night, and this one putting the Mariners out in front by a score of 4-3.
Really slowed down with that curveball. Randy deep enough to bring home a run. Garver is on his way to the plate. It's a sacrifice fly. And a 5-3 Mariners lead. Deep right center field, and oh, Julio! One of his all-time greats! What can Julio do? It does not get any better than this.
Julio with a jumping leap right there as he catches it right in the tip of the web.
Ground ball. Naylor, who was wide from the back, slide tackles, and Munoz is there. What a way!
What a fantastic play by Naylor. Look how far he has to go. Goes into a slide and throws a perfect strike to Munoz, and who, by the way, was there on time. Great play all around.
Soft chopper. Munoz lets it go past him. Polanco charges. Quick release, and that's the ball game. The Mariners win it. They have won the series. Don't look now. The Mariners are a game outside of first place.
What a great turnaround over the last 4 games as the Mariners have starting to put together a nice little winning streak here.
Yeah, 4 in a row. They'll try and make it 5 in a row and sweep the Cardinals right out of the Emerald City. The Cardinals are going to go with Michael McGreevy tonight. The Mariners will go with Logan Gilbert. He'll get the ball for the finale of the 3-game set. First pitch on Root Sports is at 6:40. 17 games remaining now for the Seattle Mariners, and for the first time since the middle of August, the Mariners are within a game of first place Houston in the division. The Blue Jays walked off the Astros in 10 innings last night. Thanks to Toronto, Texas. They held serve. They beat the Brewers. By the way, Seattle leads the Rangers by a game and a half for the final wild card spot. No smoke issues in soccer last night, so they played to the pitch we go in Prep Girls Soccer. Eastmont doubled up Ephrata 2-1. Moses Lake took care of Othello on the road 2-0. Cashmere all over Luke 8-1. Quincy shut out Deer Park 4-0. Pateras got by Liberty Bell on the pitch 3-2. Volleyball. The Eastmont High School volleyball team took care of business last night. They swept the Ephrata Tigers in 3 sets in their home gym. First match of the season for both teams. Eric Grandstrom was courtside, had the call right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
10 ties here in this first set. Service for the Wildcats to Ellie Gale. The libero. Gosh, what a hard serve. Trying to get a hand up to it was Kennedy Schaefer, but it goes off of her and just goes out of bounds. Up front, here's the kill attempt. Cross court from the left side by Haney. Eastmont with a counter, spins off of one hand, gets down to another, and the Tigers respond. Good volley back and forth here. Eastmont with a kill attempt. It goes back to the middle, and right there is Chornock. Cross court again on the kill for the Tigers. They can't get it down. Eastmont with the rifle shot. How about it? For the Wildcats with the points. I believe that was Abby Gale once again. Cats up top. 15-13. Nasty serve once again. Tigers trying to chase it down. They get it across. My, oh my, that was a great job there. Eastmont again on the kill. Look out. The Wildcats are feeling it right now as Chapman had the kill at the net. McKenna Bennett for Eastmont. Service right across the net, skimming the top of the net. The Tigers, another miss hit up front, and a rough couple of points there for Isley Haney. Meanwhile, the Wildcats will take advantage, and they will win the first set here tonight by a final of 25-14. So trying to wrap it up here in the second set, Kennedy Duncan on the service. Ooh, beautiful serve, and that will go down as an ace, and a beautiful one for Kennedy Duncan as Eastmont wins the second set by a final of 25-10. Ellie again with the service. Just that absolute knuckleball. Ephrata with the scramble, they do get it across. Cats spinning shots. Again, there is Isla Chapman for the kill and the point. Duncan was the service. There's Rodriguez up front to Chornock. And a kill attempt. It's blocked and knocked into the floor on the Ephrata side, and will be a win for the Wildcats here tonight. And fittingly, Isla Chapman with the game and match winner, 25-18. Things back and forth. Well, I had like 10 ties and 4 lead changes in that first set. Talk about that, and then you guys really established the front line, I thought.
Yeah, for for sure. I know we were really nervous, but really excited. So just getting into it, those first couple of points, definitely we weren't flowing as easily, but we got into it, and that still, we have more work to do.
Well, I mean, it's first match, so, you know, that's how she goes. Talk about your guys' off season and getting ready for this year and having Rob Jammerman as your coach for the second time here for Eastmont.
Yeah, so this summer we worked really hard. We went to multiple camps. We went to UW camp. We worked with Coach McMahon here in the Valley. A lot of camps. We did a jamboree with other schools around here. A tournament in Sela. So we had a lot of volleyball this summer, and Rob's his biggest plan for us was, our goal is to go to state, and we're working on our fast offense, and he's been really empowering us and just lifting us to be confident and have a good season.
Congratulations to Eastmont. Look at all the sweeps across the board yesterday. The only losing team that won a set was Bridgeport. At least they won one against Antioch. All the rest, as you can see across the board, sweeps, and we have volleyball. Tomorrow, the Davis Pirates, the much improved Davis Pirates. They're now Wenatchee's big rival in volleyball. We will be there at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. If you can't make it, watch it right here on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV. Eric with the call at 7 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. First of all, happy Teachers Day in China as we get to the holiday segment. And in Honduras, it's Children's Day. We wanted to get that out of the way for the people who watch this show in China. And in Honduras, we'll move on to the actual obscure holiday. It's National TV Dinner Day. Thank you, Clarence Birdseye, who figured out that you could cook food, freeze it real quick, and then reheat it up again a long time later. The original frozen foods were for the airline industry, so they could serve you a hot meal on airplanes. But the idea of frozen dinners as we know of them today, conceived by Jerry Thomas, who worked for the Swanson Company. He was a salesman. And after Thanksgiving one year, they had 260 tons of frozen turkeys left over after Thanksgiving. They were stored in about 10 refrigerated rail cars. Since the train's refrigeration system only worked if the trains were actually running, the executives at Swanson just had the trains travel back and forth between their headquarters in Nebraska and the East Coast until they figured out what to do with it. And then finally, Jerry Thomas said, here's an idea. Why don't we take all the turkey, cut it up into serving-side portions, throw in some sweet potatoes and some dressing and some peas, and people can cook it themselves. That's how the TV dinner was born. The first TV dinners, by the way, sold for 98 cents. Microwave-safe TV dinners, they were marketed beginning in 1986. In 1960, dessert was added to the TV dinner, and in 1973, Swanson introduced Hungry Man. How do you handle a hungry man? The man handler. Frankie Lane sang about it. Still remember that. Larger portions for you folks who need it. Happy National TV Dinner Day today. 33 minutes after the hour, today in history, September 10th, 1846. 179 years ago, Elias Howe granted a patent for the sewing machine. His machine contained the 3 essential features common in almost every sewing machine right up to this very day. A needle with an eye at the point, a shuttle operating beneath the cloth to form the lock stitch, and an automatic feed. And here came the copyrights. Well, Elias Howe had the patent, and then they went to court for 5 or 6 years after he invented this and got his patent, because Isaac Singer and Walter Hunt had perfected his invention and was selling it with the same lock stitch that Howe had invented and patented. The whole court thing almost bankrupted Elias Howe, but he ended up winning in the end, and then he got a whole bunch of royalties, not only from Isaac Singer, but a bunch of other sewing machine manufacturers for sales of his invention. It took a while, but it made him wealthy. That was on this date in 1846. The 1918 World Series was played early because of World War I. The regular season ended in September, early September, and then they played the World Series. And this was just before Game 5 of the World Series, September 10th, 1918. The Red Sox and the Cubs, the 2 teams participating in the World Series, before Game 5 says, we're not going to play We're going to strike unless we are guaranteed $2,500 to the winning team and $1,000 for each player on the losing team. When they were told by the owners they would appear greedy because their countrymen and fellow baseball players were fighting in France, they backed off. There were no fines, but also because of the World Series, there were no mementos given out that year. I was going to do one more thing about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We'll skip that. We'll go right to birthdays. All athletic legends. The King, Arnold Palmer. It's hard to believe we've lost Arnold 9 years ago. Still one of my favorite golfers. Revolutionized golf. Made golf a sport for everybody, not just the country club elites. The legendary Arnold Palmer, born in the state in 1929. Roger Maris won the American League Most Valuable Player in 1960, again in 1961. 3 times a world champion, twice with the Yankees, once with the Cardinals. The legendary and terribly underappreciated Roger Maris, born in the state in 1934. And Randy Johnson won the Triple Crown in 2002. He is second all time in strikeouts. He is first among all left-handers. He won the Cy Young Award 5 times, pitched a perfect game, is in the Hall of Fame. They're going to retire his number next year at T-Mobile Park. The big unit is 62. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Hey, dirty air means your filters are probably getting a little clogged up too on your HVAC system. Alpine Air knows how to take care of that. Give them a call, and they will do just that. Mike Minotti has an opinion. Mike Minotti always has an opinion. Then our friends at Cancer Cares of NCW has 2 significant fundraisers to talk about and a great visit with Abby and Allison. Don't miss it. It's coming up next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from 2.
High School Sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Watch high school sports all fall right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's a trending hypothetical question for women. If you were alone in the woods, would you rather encounter a bear or a man who was a stranger? Evidently, many women have answered a bear. Now, this response is apparently a real surprise to many of us of the male gender, and also some men have taken offense of this response. Well, guys, let's face it. We have to ask ourselves, if women are saying they'd rather encounter a bear than a stranger man, why would women answer this way? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive.
But I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Chelan PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns this year to the Rocky Reach Park and Discovery Center September 18th through the 20th. Visitors can learn about conservation and stewardship and participate in a variety of activities, including the Salmon Maze and the Native American Village presented by the Chelan PUD. This year's theme is Currents of Connection, and as always, admission is free.
If you're looking for the best wines and exceptional food to match, you may be looking in the wrong place. The most exciting new winery and bistro in North Central Washington isn't in Wenatchee or Chelan or even Leavenworth. It's actually located just south of Wenatchee at the fabulous Crescent Bar Resort. Beaumont Cellars and Bistro is an all-new facility with amazing views, indoor and outdoor dining, and its own amphitheater. Sit back and enjoy wonderful wine and food with a different point of view.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Welcome back to the show. About 35 years or so ago, a number of concerned citizens realized that there was a significant need for where we're at today. People come from out of town, all of them needing treatment for cancer, be it surgery, be it chemo, combination of both. They needed a place to stay, they needed a place for comfort, and they needed a place to have some moral support as they were fighting the Big C. And this is where this house was born on Castle Rock Street. It's now 35 years later. They're doing great guns, and they have two significant fundraisers and a new campus to talk about. Allison and Abby, introduce yourselves, please.
Thank you for that, and thanks for being here. My name's Allison Keeler. I have been involved with cancer care since 2012. I'm currently on the board serving as vice president.
Hi there, I'm Abby Gunderson. I'm a volunteer here at Cancer House. I've been working here for about 2.5 years.
Allison, you have a personal stake in this, if you don't mind, getting talked. But you lost your father too.
No, well, my father-in-law,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
but actually my personal stake is my mom. So I was.
If you're okay talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. My mother's still alive today. She had breast cancer and went through her battle with that. And that had spurred my interest in supporting others in the community, and an opportunity came up when I was a student nurse to join the board as a student, and I did. And I never left. They couldn't get rid of me. So I stuck around. Yeah.
Your story, how did you get involved with this place?
Yes, well, 5 years ago, my father passed away to cancer, and a couple of years after that, I saw an event advertised here at the Cancer House, a Luminaria evening. I wasn't really sure what that was, but I thought I want to go to that event, in support of my dad's memory. And I came here and I saw how beautiful it was. I was really moved by the event, and I spoke to some of the volunteers that were here that night, and I shared that I'd lost my father to cancer recently and I wanted to be involved. And so fast forward 2.5 years, and I've been working here since then.
The event itself, was it something that just struck the inside of you when you saw the candles and that kind of stuff, that it kind of touched you in a way you weren't expecting?
Absolutely. Like I said, I'd never been to a Luminaria event. I wasn't really sure what I was coming to. I just knew it was something to do with lights. And as we drove along Western and turned onto Castle Rock, And just the spectacle of seeing all the luminaria bags and lights in the grounds of the house, it was immediate, kind of breathtaking moment for me. And yeah, like I said, it just conjured up lots of feelings of my dad. I was very close to him. Lots of feelings of him, and just the light representing hope, really. And yeah, it was very emotional. I did get quite emotional that night seeing it, and I thought, well, next year I'm going to have a light for my dad. I want to see his, name lit up in the lights.
Well, let's talk about this year's event, Abby. First of all, how do people get involved? All the important stuff about this year's event. It's in October.
Yes, absolutely. So it's Saturday, the 18th of October, 7 until 9 p.m. You can go to our website and sponsor a luminaria there. They're $10 each. And all the information, will be there. But we want you to come down to the event and see the lights yourself.
Is there a formal program or a presentation, or is it just come look at the lights and reflect?
Well, this year we do hope to make it a little bit different. In previous years, it has simply been to come and see the lights, come and reflect, walk around, see the names. And I kind of do want to say that the lights, they represent people who have passed away, also people who are currently battling cancer, but also those who have fought and won. It's very much a night of hope and celebration as well. But we do have a little refreshment table that we have for people. Sometimes it's cold, and we'll have hot chocolates and refreshments. But this year we're hoping to have a choir here that will perform in our garden, sing a few uplifting songs that night. We want to make it extra special with it being our 5th year.
Allison, side note, how is your mom doing?
She's doing well. Thanks
Okay,
for asking.
good,
Yeah.
good. I hope you have those fighting genes. First of all, I hope you never have to worry about it.
I know.
But talk about where we're sitting now. This is new. I've been to this campus a number of times. Normally, I reflect and sit in the very comfortable courtyard that you have in the middle of your campus. But this is new. Talk about this.
Yeah, so this is the Gratitude Garden. We haven't fully worked out all the namings of it, but it is in honor of Nivio and Betsy Totini. This garden was made possible by generous financial donations and in-kind donations, and has been on our docket of board meetings for years. I think from the time when I first joined the board, talking about wanting to create a space that was calm and relaxing, where guests could come and just defragment, de-unwind, and just kind of be at peace.
Well, it's a beautiful campus, and it fits right. It looks like it's been here forever.
Yeah.
Like it should have been here forever. Actually, because it's a lovely campus. Yeah. It's very quiet, and it kind of, what we have here kind of lends itself to that, doesn't it?
It does.
And it's themed out. You have the 3 R's in signs there.
We do.
Which is really sweet. So, and this is paid for? You don't need any more donations for it?
I think we're gonna need to look at everything needs money, right?
That's true.
Thinking about upkeep and things like that,
true.
but we have amazing volunteers. We a lot of green thumbs on the board. I am not an outdoor green thumb person, so I'll sweep the pathways, but don't count on me to keep the outdoor plants alive.
How is the checkbook doing, and how do people end up on your radar? Is it through Confluence Health? Hey, you're going to be doing some treatments here in Wenatchee. You live in Omak or Okanagan or someplace. Let's put you up here. How does that whole thing work?
That's a great question. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I can say that the majority of our referrals come from Confluence Health, so social workers working with oncology navigators, even providers themselves. So we do have, of course, the house where we help house folks who are getting treatments in town, typically radiation treatments, because it goes for 5 days in a row. And that's really a lot to travel back and forth out of the area. The second way we help people, which has really been growing exponentially over the years, is through our social services funds. And those referrals tend to come from Confluence Health social workers. People can self-refer online. There's a little tab where they can connect with us. And social services is actually the beneficiary of the fundraiser for the Luminaria and also the Glad Song fundraiser that's coming up. And we help as I sent you in that information, the financial assistance that goes to these folks, it's 100% to them. And it helps with all different facets of life, whether it's co-pays for medications, traveling out of town to go see specialists and need hotel stays, gas money, and even just living money.
And something you can't put a price tag on, emotional support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody here under the roof is going through the same thing in one way or the other.
Absolutely.
And they feed off each other's recovery and hopes and that kind of stuff. And you can't put a price tag on that, can
No,
you?
you can't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in a shared story.
Absolutely. She mentioned the Glad Song concert on Sunday, September 21st at the Presbyterian Church off Crawford and Miller Street, which is a nice big church because you're going to need it.
I hope so. I hope to pack that church.
Glad Song Community Choir has been doing this for years. They donate their time. If it's a good cause, and this is a really good cause, they show up and sing, and that's going to happen on the 21st. Talk about that. First of all, good job getting Glad Song.
But we're grateful for them.
Yeah, they're very busy. This is just a hobby for these folks, but they don't toss around their talents lightly. If it's a good cause, they're on top of it. Talk about getting Glad Song and talk about the 21st.
Well, I don't know if I had anything to do with getting Glad Song. I'm going to put that back to Dr. Dixon. He was the one that had that connection there, but we are beyond grateful that they are supporting us with their time. And I think what they do is amazing. I didn't even realize the extent of how they supported people in the community with doing these fundraisers for nonprofits.
It started out as an ad hoc group helping people out, and now they kind of created a monster here, the good kind of monster. That's the 21st in the evening, again, at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church at the intersection of Crawford and Miller. Everybody knows where that is. It's free, and it's just donation. There'll be a little program, probably a couple of testimonials. They sing. They're really good. Have you heard them?
They are good, yes. I had the pleasure of listening to them at an Appalarians meeting about a month ago, and I was quite shocked and pleased.
And it's not stodgy stuff.
Nope, it's fun.
It's fun. They sing Creedence Clearwater Revival, and they sing all kinds of different stuff.
There was a couple people dancing.
Get out of town, really?
Yes. Yeah, I was bopping and singing along, so I'm looking forward to it.
So bring your cash on the 21st, the evening of Sunday, the 21st. Let's close out, Abby, with where we began. Let's talk about this Light of Hope event one more time, because this sounds really cool. You go online. I went to your website. It's right on the front page. Click here to donate. It's only $10. You could charge more and probably get away with it, but the idea is, if you have 7 or 8 friends or family members who have battled the big C, $70.
Absolutely.
Get them out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. $10 gets you one light, and we have members of the community who have donated, $100, $200, and so they can have many bags, or they'll say we just want one name, and then donate the rest to other names or other people. But yes, absolutely, it's just $10, and it really is such a wonderful event. Seeing is believing kind of thing. I think you can hear about these events and go, oh, some lights, but also the fact that we hold it here in the grounds of our house, because you'd be surprised there are so many people in our community that still don't know that we exist, even though we've been going for over 30 years.
35 years, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, what we offer here, like you said, is just not offered anywhere else. I've spoken to many.
I was going to ask you about that, because I did a lot of research. There isn't anything like a cancer care place in other locations. You think it would be an obvious thing. It's a central hub. You have a large medical provider that's going to take care of you and work with you on your care. It would seem obvious that they would have these kinds of houses like they have for Ronald McDonald houses, which is for the parents of kids who are going through health care, a place for them to stay. Why isn't this caught on? It should.
Absolutely. It's so special. And what we have found is a lot of other organizations will just provide financial assistance to people stay in hotels, but this is just, it's wonderful. And also on the night of the Lights of Hope, we will be offering tours of the house. Our patients, our residents only stay here Monday to Fridays. So on the weekend it's closed. They go back to their respective homes, for the weekend. So on that Saturday evening, we will be open for tours so that members of our community can see the home firsthand and what we offer. But obviously, you know, we want them to come see the lights and catch the spirit of what we do here. Like I say, it really is a moving.
Well, it's quantifiable. You can feel it. You can feel it when you're on the campus.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are really bored, but I have a feeling, you know, you're not. So again, the 2 big days to remember: September 21st at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church. That's the concert put on by the Glad Song Community Choir. And then October 19th, right here, correct?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
7 till 9.
How could my viewers help you out on any general way to help out cancer care in the Cancer House here, just without any events? Can you go online, just donate?
You can, and we receive donations to the house as well. This is a kind of self-sufficient home where the patients do have to be able to take care of themselves, but we like to stock a pantry for our patients as well. So, you know, donations of water or canned goods, anything to help fill our pantry as well, is always gratefully received.
And how about just time? You're on the board. How about just time?
Meaning time donations?
Yeah, I mean, I'm retired. I got all the time in the world. I want to help you guys out.
Well, I would suggest that your viewers follow us on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, see our events. We make a difference day, or we have yard cleanup days. And even just sharing our events and telling other people about us is invaluable.
Ladies, thanks for taking some time out from your busy day. I really appreciate it. Abby, do you miss law enforcement at all?
Yes, I do, a little bit, yes, I won't lie.
Well, if I need your former professional services, I'll know where to go.
Absolutely.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Wenatchee Valley Business World presents the annual 30 Under 35 Award Ceremony. It's brought to you by the Chelan PUD and the Women's Resource Center. Get ready to celebrate the achievements of up-and-coming business and nonprofit professionals on Thursday, October 9th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Purchase your tickets today and help shine a spotlight on the rising stars who are shaping the future of our region.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
.63 degrees and pretty hazy skies here in the Wenatchee Valley. The air quality alert is still going on. It's certainly a lot better than it was over the weekend, but a lot of activities and sporting events were canceled because the air was, quite frankly, unfit to breathe. But for you poor kids in Aniat, looks like recess will be indoors again today. Aniat, 159 on the AQI scale. That is unhealthy because Aniat is about the closest municipality to the lower Sugarloaf fire, so they're going to have some very dirty air in the Aniat area. Everybody else is either in the moderate or the good range, but we're still, as you can see behind me, have hazy skies, especially the haziness and the dirtiest air will be in the latter part of the day. In the meantime, pretty warm weather from the National Weather Service. Our normal high this time of the year is 79. We're going to be well above that today. Quite a bit of sunshine outside of the haze. And we'll get up to about 86. There's a few clouds right now. They'll be ushered out as there's a low that's tracking through the area, kind of scour out the clouds a little bit. We were hoping for a little more rain for the rest of the week. That, unfortunately, is not in the forecast. We'll get to 86 again on Thursday, and again, hazy. Friday, hazy, about 84. Saturday, hazy, about 83. And then a secondary, another low pressure system, moves in right after this one leaves. That happens over the weekend, which will increase our chances of a little bit of light rain, but really not much. We need rain. We are in a significant drought, and we got fires to boot. That's it for us. Start your Thursday with us tomorrow morning. Until then, bye-bye.